What does it look like to love a community rather than to leave it?
She saved my life.
The people here, they care.
Someone cared enough to help them get better.
The hope for Milwaukee is that we come together as one.
Milwaukee, I love you.
Welcome to Positively Milwaukee. I'm Ryan Jenkins. Carol is taking some time off. Life is full of music, and a group in our area is trying to use music to bridge generational divides. I spoke with the director of the Wisconsin Intergenerational Orchestra about the magical power of playing together.
Let's hear the A again.
Just like any other orchestra, this one starts with a tune-up. But the Wisconsin Intergenerational Orchestra is a little different. It accepts players of all ages and skill levels.
The reason we're doing this is because, number one, it's beautiful, okay?
Anne-Marie Pedersen is the artistic director for the orchestra and one of its founders.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. In the human family, there are all ages. And we always say everyone has something to give, everyone has something to receive. Everybody's, somewhere in that equation.
For some of the older members, like Gail Waring, joining the orchestra means picking up where they left off.
My violin playing has been interrupted. And when I got to my job at Marquette, there was about a 40-year hiatus.
On the other hand, high school freshman Louisa Schmidt has been playing continuously for 6 years, but she still has plenty to learn from her older bandmates.
They've played for longer, they know more about technique, they know more about conducting and just everything.
And to facilitate the communal sharing and learning, Anne-Marie did away with one simple thing, the audition process.
It's not competitive, it's about growth, it's about joy, it's about meeting people that are different than you.
Anne-Marie is a master at selecting repertoire that everybody can play. And if they are having trouble at one level, they rewrite the parts.
And even though they may have different skill levels, this team works together to create something beautiful.
When you've been practicing it for so long and then you finally get all the dynamics and all the technique and you can just play it really well, it's really nice.
Not that everybody plays everything perfectly, but as a whole, it comes through.
The music is a strong bonding thing. It brings us together. It gives us a common sense that we're experiencing things together and that we're making a difference in the world.
Anne-Marie says it's not too late to join the orchestra. Their winter concert isn't until December 13th, and we do have a link online for you if you'd like more information. Well, there is nothing like getting your hands dirty in the garden. Growing your own food can be such a wonderful experience. Taylor Lumpkin spoke to some teens about how they're growing a lot more than vegetables.
For the past 7 years, Teens Grow Greens Incorporated has been using the power of horticulture to provide business, entrepreneurship, and educational opportunities to youth in Milwaukee. The Teens Grow Greens program, which had just 10 employees when it first began, now has 70.
They are thirsty.
Which means a nonprofit needs more space.
It's been increasing each year a lot, and we just continue to serve more and more.
That's why they came up with the Green Acre program, a $7 million project that will build upon and expand their Weber's greenhouse location.
Are these large?
To create an enhanced learning and teaching environment for the teens and community they serve.
I'm excited. The youth are our future. We have to invest in them.
The organization has already raised $4 million for the first phase, which will construct 2 new greenhouses.
Those greenhouses are really going to allow us to not only grow things year round, so we can continue educating about plant care and
growing food and such.
Now they're working on raising the additional $3 million they need for phase 2 to turn this space into an area that will have a cafe, additional classrooms, a kitchen, and more.
That space is a space that will be open to the community so they can also use it, and then the teens can also lead lessons, learn things in those classrooms.
Members of the organization say the investment is worth it.
Having this space in this area, in the Rufus King neighborhood, is kind of the statement to the teens that we work with, like, we want to invest in you, where you're coming from.
Phase 1 of the Green Acre project is expected to be completed by the fall of 2023.
Teens Grow Greens is still looking for donations for their expansion. If you'd like to help out, we do have a link for you at tmj4.com. Coming up after the break, there's nothing like putting on a great outfit to make you feel good. Hear how a local leader is using tuxedos to improve the community. Plus, we'll introduce you to a young hockey player earning hat tricks on and off the ice. The 500 Black Tuxedos event is designed to make young men feel special and proud, and it's just around the corner. Shannon Sims explains how you can help hundreds of boys look and feel their best.
Stepping out in a tuxedo for a night on the town is not an experience every young man in Milwaukee can say they've had. But
we, the men, make it happen.
For 4 years, Andre Lee Ellis has made it one of his missions for as many young boys in his neighborhood and beyond. Malik Taylor knows all too well that feeling.
It's special to be inside of a tuxedo or a suit. Like, it feels special and make you feel good about yourself. It's a lot of motivation that comes with it.
Taylor was 11 years old when he noticed Mr. Ellis and his wife leaving for a date night downtown.
I never seen nobody get dressed up just to go out to dinner. So that was mind-boggling to me. But as I grew up and I understood fine dining, definitely.
His curiosity inspired the 500 Black Tuxedo event, birthed in a garden where Mr. Ellis has worked tirelessly, encouraging and inspiring young boys to be men despite their situation.
Conversation in the garden. The fact that you can look up at the sun and see a different perspective or a horizon about it, and you can look up and see God. And when you see God in yourself, you want to change.
With less than 3 months away from the event, Mr. Ellis is in need of 100 men to volunteer and sponsor a young boy.
It costs $100 for a man to rent a tuxedo for the boy. It costs the boy nothing at all.
Roshan Collins still remembers his first tux and dinner night like it was yesterday.
It was wonderful. I never been in the type of restaurant that we've been to. For starters, that was my first time. I had an amazing experience. Just the looks from people as we walk, from the looks of approval, the nods, the high fives, the smiles.
Meanwhile, Malik is preparing to be this year's keynote speaker. He has these words of advice for any man considering to sponsor another young man.
Don't be on the fence, just do it. There's nothing, you can never receive anything bad for you doing good.
The event will be held at the Italian Community Center on December 10th, so there is still time for you to donate or sign up to participate. You can head to our website for more information. A Waukesha hockey player is back on the ice after a medical scare. Delaney Bry spoke to the hardworking athlete who isn't letting anything stand in his way.
For the kid wearing yellow laces, stepping on the ice gives an instant spark.
I get a lot of energy from being skating and playing hockey. Like if I'm feeling tired after I'm completely not tired. Like it's like I took a nap.
Fully charged, Isaac found a home with the Waukesha Warhawks.
I thought he was very good, of course, and his mom, but he would score a lot of goals and it was really exciting to watch him, and so we were really looking forward to seeing him progress.
In the winter of 2020, Isaac was trying to prepare for his second season.
I wasn't really going to practice, I just wasn't feeling good, and I wasn't eating for a while.
That's when number 85 was benched by cancer.
I needed a biopsy because they found something there, and then my parents talked to me about it, and I was very sad about it, and I didn't know anything about cancer really. I didn't know how your hair fell out, I didn't know anything about it.
Diagnosed with embryonal rhabdomyosarcoma in his cheek and lungs, Isaac underwent 7 different types of chemo, along with radiation. That said, his choice of treatment was hockey.
It made me feel better, like mentally, like it really helped me. Like when I might not have been feeling good that day, and then if I went to see the practice or skate with on the practice and help out, it would make me feel a lot better and more energized and everything.
I know how hard it was for him to come and sit and not be able to play and just be there and support his team. It was just really incredible.
For over a year, Isaac fought, and on February of 2022, Isaac received his final chemo and radiation treatments.
To be back on the ice, what did that feel like?
I felt worried, kind of, because I missed the whole year. So I was not as strong as I used to be, you know. And these kids probably know a lot more than me. I mean, they have more experience. And so I was a little worried, like, how long there was until the season started and if I was been able to, like, keep up with them and stuff. But I think I'm able to right now.
Back to 100%, Isaac doesn't think of himself as the kid who beat cancer. He's just the kid who never gave up.
What's something that you've learned through all of this?
If you really like something, you can get to that goal no matter what stands in your way.
1, 2, 3, walk!
What an impressive young man with a truly inspiring attitude. Good luck to Isaac this season, both on and off the ice. All right, coming up after the break, making the old new again. Hear how a local designer is trying to save the environment. But first, let's meet our Positively Milwaukee Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Johanna with Haws, and today I'm joined by my Positively Milwaukee friend, Marley. Marley is 10 years young. She has a lot of pep in her step, and she is pretty tolerant of other animals. She doesn't seem to be bothered by them. She definitely is a hound dog. When you take her for a walk, expect that nose to hit the ground. She's gonna investigate everything she can. And she's very treat motivated. She takes treats really gently. As far as we know, she would do well in a family of any setting. She enjoys people of all ages. She has not paid attention to other animals. So we would definitely want your animal to meet Marley if you were interested in adopting her. But she seems to just be unfazed by other animals. So she seems like she would be easy to integrate into a home of any sort. And she is just a friendly, loving girl. So if Marley sounds like someone you'd be interested in adopting, you can find out more information on our website at hawspets.org or by giving our adoption staff a call at 262-542-8851 to find out who we have here that's Positively Milwaukee.
Welcome back. You know, a new outfit can make you feel like $1 million, but what if that new look could also protect the environment? James Gross spoke to a West Allis business owner with some big goals.
Okay, ready, steady.
Vanessa's career started with humble beginnings.
We built our business with selling 1-inch buttons at local coffee shops.
Little by little and one stitch at a time, Vanessa Andrew was able to build a boutique clothing store dedicated to saving the environment.
Why not take something that looks like garbage to people and make it into something that I can sell or add value to?
She opened Madame Chino in 2003. She focuses on upcycling and reusing clothes to keep them out of landfills.
This is the chain stitcher. It's a 1930s machine.
She's located in West Allis on Lincoln Avenue.
So these are some examples of pieces that I've done here. I've got a few. These are wool scraps that were donated to me. They're super one of a kind.
Another cool thing about a store like this is you're gonna come in and find clothes you wouldn't normally expect to try on. Like, this is a pretty bold outfit, but I gotta say, I'm killing it in this.
Normally those clothes I had on would be in the trash, but Andrew gave them a second life. In 2018, 11.3 million tons of textiles went to landfills, which is 7.7% of all waste, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. What's more, 50 billion garments are thrown away within 1 year of being fabricated, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce.
I've taken a few back-end tours of Goodwill and seen the massive amount of things that we throw away in our culture and just don't even think twice about.
She also does alterations to make clothes last longer and hosts sewing classes so others can be self-sufficient.
And I just think it's important to put the power back into people's hands, right? You're not relying on styles, trends, funneling your money up into some guy's big pockets or whatever.
While saving the environment is a big task, we can take small steps like repurposing old clothes to make a difference. For Positively Milwaukee, I'm James Groh.
Vanessa accepts donations. If there's anything lying around in your closet that you're ready to part ways with, how cool to think that your old clothes could start a brand new life. It is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we're honoring the culture by celebrating art. For our Cassandra McShepard, that meant a trip to the dance studio.
Salsa dancing is definitely a mixture of all kinds of different cultures coming together. We've got the Spanish Europeans coming, Africans coming, and the native Latin Americans.
It's really kind of
Well, salsa is it's a complicated rhythm, and then the connection is very dynamic. So, our partner may be switching hands, they may be switching directions. Ladies are often doing a lot of turns. I think that Latin dance, salsa dancing is for everyone. My husband is definitely an example of somebody who is not from the Latino culture, and yet he's one of our best dancers.
The thing that I really found was how it brought me in contact with a whole new me, a whole new part of myself. Just the idea of coming in contact with other people, learning to do things with my body that I hadn't been comfortable with before, I found that really liberating.
All right, so we're gonna try some Salsa Basics. Are you ready? Let's try some side steps. Are you ready? So we're gonna finish the basic, and then we go to the right side. Whoa!
Another thing that I love about the dance is the dress, the wardrobe, and especially the shoes.
Yes. It's kind of like a tool, like dance shoes become a tool for a dancer. Ladies wearing heels, it's a little bit more about the posture. It sets me a little bit more front on the foot, so I'm able to spin a little bit easier. Putting on dance shoes makes me feel like I'm ready to dance. There we go, quick, slow. Quick, slow. Looks great. Girl, go put some shoes on. Go put some dance shoes on.
These don't work.
You're ready for some heels. Let's go try some heels on. All right, here she comes. All right. Now putting on heels is gonna pitch us forward just a little bit, so we'll be ready for our turn. So in salsa dancing, there's a lot of turns. We're gonna turn to the right, so we'll start with a back step. Matt's gonna bring up your hand on the 3, and we're gonna go forward into our turn and back.
I'll just let you go.
Oh, and then we do a little free dance here. We can shimmy our shoulders, shake our hips, can do our little mambo taps, the little shimmy.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to try out dancing for yourself, you can come out to one of our socials every first Friday of the month. The first hour is a lesson, and we have tons of beginners show up, and we rotate partners. You don't need to have a partner. It's a great way to meet new people, and you'll have a blast.
All right. If you are interested in trying out any of those dance socials, we do have more information for you at tmj4.com. Temperatures are definitely starting to cool down, and we've seen some pretty fall-like weather this past week, but things are not quite wintry yet. So we wanted to ask you, when's the right time to turn on the furnace?
Not yet. It's still too warm out. When it gets to be 30 degrees.
Right now, because it's free for me.
I'd say Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah.
Kind of late.
Yeah, I love the cold. I love when my apartment's cold because I like to wrap up in a blanket.
I live in a condo and they don't turn it on until like November.
Oh, is that hard on you?
Yeah, it's cold.
Don't turn on the furnace, right? Not yet. We love the summer weather. We love the fall weather.
For us, when the sun is gone. So it can be still cool and the sun can be out there and it still feels warm.
But other than that, we try to milk it as long as we can.
I would say when we're in Florida, you can turn the furnace on here.
When it gets down below 55, I suppose.
I would probably say like below 50. I haven't turned my furnace on yet, so I actually just turned the air off like last week.
I would say, I don't know, on average, October 15th.
October 15th? Okay, that's a very specific date.
Yeah.
I just make sure that my wife and family are comfortable, so I turn the furnace on usually when my wife tells me to.
I think November, before Thanksgiving for sure is when it goes on.
The furnace. It's kind of embarrassing to do it before October. You know? Late October, if you can make it.
If you'd like to chime in or give us an idea for a question to ask next week, you can head on over to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Here in Milwaukee, we are big fans of the Bucks, so we're pretty familiar with Fiserv Forum. But that arena does not just host basketball games, and that flexibility is our first reason to smile this morning. Fiserv will host its first ever NHL game tonight at 6:30. Staff at the arena shared this time-lapse video with us as crews turned out that flooring into an icy winter wonderland. The match pits the Minnesota Wild against the Chicago Blackhawks. Tickets went on sale in the beginning of August and sold out in minutes. If you did not manage to grab a seat for that game, you can come out to the Deer District for plenty of fun. All right, I'll be right back with my quote of the week. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Our quote this Sunday morning comes from Albert Camus. Camus was a French philosopher and one of the youngest Nobel Prize winners in history. Camus lived in Algeria when it was still a French territory, and he hated the way French authorities treated the native residents of the country. So he joined several organizations dedicating to liberating Algeria from French colonialists. He even wrote for a newspaper dedicated to anti-fascism in the country. Camus knew that the autumn of Algeria's time under French rule would be truly beautiful, that an ending gives way to new beginnings. As you watch the leaves fall this season, think of Camus and all the other people in the world fighting for justice. And as always, stay positively Milwaukee.